Welcome to If You Even Care. I'm Taylor, and I feel like I probably should start saying that at the start of episodes, maybe, because if I don't know that there's any other way for you to know what my name is, because I don't think it's really visible anywhere. So unless I bring it up in the context of a story, you might even listen to 2 or 3 of these episodes. You start to get to really know me, and you don't know what my name is. So then I'm more of like an idea to you than like an actual person. Do you guys see me as a person? Write that down. Answer that when you have free time. Can I be honest about how I'm feeling this week? Burnt the fuck out. Burnt out. And I am like really bravely recording this right now through so many sounds. As I'm saying, I'm getting really angry as I'm saying this. I am hearing 3 different songs. It's like people compete for like the best sound system around here, but like sometimes you get 2 or 3 people at this intersection right here by my house, and they're all like competing with one another for who can be the loudest. So I've got 3 of those going, an ice cream truck, and somebody honked their horn. We're trying to push me over the edge, but it's what we're trying to do. I know that's what we're trying to do. I'm on to them, but they won't get me. They won't get me because at the end of the day, I am an optimist. I just noticed a fly in here. I will actually pull my hair out and start eating it. So I'm burnt out. I'm feeling burnt out. That is how I'm feeling with work specifically. Not really in any other area of my life. And I want to preface this by saying I feel very lucky to have the job that I do because I work from home, and my coworker, like the person that I work the closest with, is a very good friend of mine, and we work very well together. So in a lot of ways, this job is a great thing. But I think when you are doing something for long enough that you feel nothing towards, like the work that I'm doing, sometimes it's interesting and I like that it requires problem solving and critical thinking, and I'm exhausted at the end of the day, like mentally fatigued often, but it is so repetitive, and I've been doing it for like quite a while now. It's starting to get to me, and I can feel it, where it's like I just know I'm dragging myself through the motions. And also, do not get attached to that fly. If you see it pop up on your screen, I don't know, they're coming in through my AC. Don't get attached, because when I catch it, and I will catch it, it's going to die 1,000 deaths, possibly on camera. Let's hope. Yeah, I would like to have a recording of that. I would like to watch that back. It's pissing me off so bad. It's invading my personal space, and it is also the size of a speck of dust, and it's somehow driving me mad right now. Probably because of everything else going on. But the fly's not helping. The fly is the cherry on top. And I'm going to fucking kill that cherry. I want to kill that cherry when I get it. Yeah, I'm feeling fucking burnt out. And then it was kind of like a dark cloud looming over my head for a little bit. And I felt like a week or 2 of just really like letting it get to me. And what's the answer, right? If I want to be like solution based here, what's the answer? If I'm not in a position right now to get a different job, and that's not necessarily what I want to do, is throw myself into something else that I might not feel very passionate about. It's to throw myself into my passions. It's to dedicate my free time to things that I do enjoy, to my other activities. And it was like I was having such a hard time doing that because of that dark cloud, because it was just, sometimes you gotta like let it crash down on you for a minute. And then I know at the end of it, I'm going to come out the other side. But once it starts to take a little bit, it's like taking a full week, going on 2. I'm like, I'm going to have to speed run this, coming out the other side thing, which I did. I just kind of was like, all right, okay. Because I'm starting to annoy myself. I'm starting to get fed up. I'm like, come on now. Just pick yourself the fuck up. Go do something that you love. I don't care. Go pick up some watercolors, like me saying this to myself. Get the fuck up Go do something. Or sit the fuck down, sit on your floor and record something. I don't know, go do something. So I went and did stuff. And I got out of the house this past weekend and it helped a lot. I think it is a feeling of feeling burnt out and kind of tired of doing this same job and feeling nothing towards it. And that's getting to me. But it's also like I'm sitting on it for too long. I'm just letting it eat away at me. How about I think about other stuff? Maybe that would make me feel a little bit better. So that's what I'm doing. Thinking about other stuff. Thinking about myself less. Feels good. So got out of the house, did some things that bring me joy. And one of the things that I did, which you'll be seeing next Monday, is I recorded an episode with my sister, which is going to come out while her and I are on our sister trip to Florida. And if you have been here for a minute, you probably already know. And honestly, I'm tired of hearing myself talk about it, but there is the Florida curse. And I am doing everything in my power to dodge it right now. There are 5 days left until takeoff. The first year that we planned our Florida trip, everything that could have cost me money, that could have happened, that would dig into my pockets, did. All at once. And it was like, yeah, girl, that is not happening for me. I am so sorry. Next year comes. I have the plane ticket bought. My bag is packed. I get the sickest that I've ever been in my whole adult life. It was awful. It ended up being an ear infection, which made sense because I'm like that. The last 2 days before we went, it was picking up speed. It was like I didn't feel too good, but I was like, all right, I don't have COVID. I'm not having cold symptoms. I don't know. It was weird. So I'm narrowing it down. I'm like, I went to the urgent care. I'm all good, right? So I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I'll figure it out. I'm walking around a TJ Maxx to get I think I was looking for a makeup bag. I'm looking for last minute shit for Florida. And I'm walking lopsided. I'm bumping into people. I'm I've got my sunglasses on inside. I don't know what the fuck is up with me, but I'm holding on to this idea that I'm still going to be able to get on the plane, even though deep down at this point, I know that I'm not going to, but I can't bear the idea of disappointing my sister and also missing out on this with her. And I'm literally walking sideways through TJ Maxx. And that's when I was like, I got to go back. I'm going to go back to the urgent care. I'm going to go back again because something is going on. And they did not figure it out the first time. Ended up being an ear infection. Didn't go. Found out, I think 24, 48 hours before we were supposed to get on the plane. So that sucked. And then this year, there's diarrhea bug. And everybody around me is sick. Not with diarrhea bug, but just sick in general. So I feel like I'm fucking sliding under lasers, dolphin diving under a door right now to just make it on this plane without something happening, getting me sick. I don't know. I had lettuce yesterday and I didn't even think about it, but my mom said that it was like a one of those sub salad kind of things, and she said that lettuce was good. She looked it up. Just what else could happen right now? And I don't actually, no, don't even put that question out there. Take it back. I don't want to know. I don't want to know what else could happen. Nothing else could happen. Nothing will get in the way of me getting on this plane and going on a sister trip. It's not happening. So I recorded with my sister. So we were just kind of going through some of the questions that were sent in with the link that's in the description and some of the stories that were sent in. So I was going to do it this week, but I was like, you know what? I want to have something pre-recorded for next week. That would be perfect. And also 2,000 subscribers on YouTube, 60 plus maybe reviews on Spotify. I'm like, let me give a treat. Not that you know this is a treat because you've never met my sister. So to you, it probably does not seem like a treat. It's a treat to me. It is a treat for me more than anything because I love talking to her. Hopefully it's a treat for you to get to meet her and have like a face to put to all the stories. So she's going to be on the next episode. And when that comes out, I will be in Florida. I will. Whoever's trying to stop me from getting to Florida, you could just give up now. It's not happening. It's not happening. That's like a 17-hour drive. You think I won't? Don't try me right now. And I also got out of the house by going to something called Music Fest. It's something that happens in PA. There's about 5 to 10 things per year, and they're a pretty big deal. Music Fest is one of them. And you would think Music Fest is like probably about music, if you were to take a stab in the dark, right? And it kind of is, but it is mostly about the corn. Music Fest, and that is Music Fest with a K, is about the corn. It's just a corn that you get, and you can get it with seasoning on it, maybe some salt and pepper if you've got a good spice tolerance, maybe a little Old Bay or some Cajun seasoning. But this is the reason that most people go to Music Fest. It's to walk around with a mug full of beer. You can get it refilled pretty much anywhere, and to walk around with the corn. I personally hate walking around and eating food. Not to be a Debbie Downer on the Music Fest, but I do hate walking around and eating. And I've had the corn before. It was like the first time I ever went to Music Fest. I'm like, well, let me just get the corn. That's all you hear about is the corn. It's, how do I even describe it? If you've ever had corn, it's kind of like if you had corn and then you were eating it, and it would taste like if you had corn. And then whatever seasonings that you have put on the corn, it tastes like corn with those seasonings on it. So it's a little hard to describe. You're going to have to stick with me. But yeah, it's pretty much like seasoned corn on the cob. So pretty crazy stuff. But that's the big deal around here. I had it, and then I had corn all up in my teeth. And then I have to go home because there are some foods that I just can't continue having a normal day after I eat that. Again, and I do need to go home. And I'll normally intentionally save something like that as like the last thing that I do that day. So if I'm going to have corn on the cob, unless we're just sitting around somewhere, I got to go home. I have to go home. I have to go and floss, and I have to get in the shower. If I have a Five Guys burger, if I were to sit someplace and have a Five Guys burger, I got to go home. I do. I've got to go home after this. The fries, whatever. The shake, I could power through. If I have a burger, I have to go home. You understand? And some people can power through anything, and they just don't care. Some people can go to a Chili's. You'll go to a Chili's with somebody, get a triple dipper, go nuts, go crazy in there. And then afterwards, they'll be like, so what do you want to do next? Oh, my love, the day ended when I had a mozzarella stick. I promise you. I'm going to go home and take a shower. I'm going to go home. I'm going home. I'm going home. Okay? I have to. There's some stuff you just can't do. You can go out and get an ice cream cone and then go and do other stuff. Yeah, we'll pop into a Ross. Like, what do you want to do? Yeah, no problem. We can go run some errands. I would prefer to have that be the last thing, but it doesn't have to be. Some things are the end of the day. That's it. It's fucking over. Let me go. Let me go home. So I'm like, corn is one of those things for me. If it's not like I'm eating it with a spoon, if it's on the cob, I'm a mess and I have to go. So no corn for me, needless to say. But everybody else has corn. They're all walking by. I normally avoid things like this because if it's something that's kind of big, it's very likely that you'll run into people that you went to high school with. And I just don't. If it's not someone that I'm still friends with, I don't know what to talk about with them. Like if we haven't had conversation with each other, we haven't like hung out, seen each other really, like just spent time around each other since high school. I have no idea. Like if you were to come up to me and be like, how are you? What's been going on? Outside of like a very vague answer, I don't know. Because if I've got like kids I'm lugging around, I could be like, I've got kids I'm lugging around. You see the kids. That's what I've been doing. Making life. But that's not the case. So I'm like, it's just too much. It's been too much time. I don't know what is like too much or too little of an answer. When it has happened, I've found an answer, but it's a little awkward. I just heard my neighbor roar at the top of her lungs. Everything is against me, and I can see the fly. We're good. I'm grounding right now. I'm okay. We're just going to move. And it's only a couple of months until that is an option. So anyway, it wasn't Music Fest. It was another kind of like food festival, like just trying a bunch of different vendors and restaurants kind of thing. And went to it. And I had someone come up to me. It was a woman pushing a stroller with like a baby on the hip, and then like two kids following behind, like a gaggle of children. And just came up to me, kind of like we locked eyes for a second, walked up, nudged me, and then she was like, "Hey, what is this?" And I was like, I don't really know. I don't even really know what this is for. You mean like the food festival? She's like, yeah, this is just crazy. This is all crazy. And how have you been? And then I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I know you. Okay. I know you. We've met before. We know each other. And the only thing I could think was high school. So I'm like, but I don't remember her name. And it's just one of those. I'm like, well, I'm just going to avoid any kind of situation where I would have to say her name. Thankfully, we've bypassed like, oh my God, like it's you, all of that. Because she just came up very casually. But she came up so casually that was making me second guess that the last time I saw this person was high school. I'm like, what are we doing here? What do you mean? Like, in what sense? Like in a deeper sense? Oh, she's just very good at small talk, I guess. And I thought that I was okay at it, but like I've never been like capable of something like that, to just go up to somebody that I haven't seen in so long and just be like, how are you doing? Come on, be real with me. What's been going on? What is this? What's happening here? And I mean, the conversation went pretty well, because I'm like, well, she was kind of just very casual about it. Even knew the perfect point to walk away when there kind of was like, there didn't need to be an awkward silence, because she just kind of knew like, all right, there's nothing left. I got to go. And then walked away with her 4 kids, who were very well behaved, very, very well behaved. And I wasn't even being that well behaved. It was so hot out. And trying to like eat food in the hot sun. I'm like, well, I might be acting out a little bit. I don't know. I'm pretty close to throwing myself on the floor and like having a tantrum. Not these kids. Super well behaved. Just took off with her. She didn't even give me their names, didn't introduce me to anybody. And then afterwards, it came to me. I'm like, okay, we did have class together. I kind of remember her. And she was always really cool. Clearly, because this is like such a cool way to just pull up on somebody with like a bunch of kids and just like, how are you? So normally I would dread an interaction like that, because I just don't know what are we going to get into right now, because I really don't want to talk to you about what I've been doing, with my life since we've last seen each other. It's just too much. It's too much. I would love to have an interaction like that, where we can just kind of talk about like where we are and what we're doing. Not even like get that into it. Not in that kind of setting. I love that kind of thing if we're sitting down at a dinner, or we see each other in a bar or club or something like that. Yes, come up and tell me everything. But in a situation that's a little bit of like a drive-by, I don't know what's too much for that. And also I'm with other people. And I don't want to do the whole like, this is, whatever. And also I can't because I don't know your name. Because I don't remember your name. And and to be fair, I don't know if she even knew mine. She knew my face. And that's enough, really. Just a little drive-by. Hey, how are you? Good. Okay. This is crazy. What are we doing here? Trying food, I guess. We're just fucking wild. We're still wild. Look at us. I also had the same concern making a Facebook recently, which I really only made so that I could use Facebook Marketplace because I am trying to, I don't know what came over me, why I decided that I wanted to change the entire color palette of my home and like everything that I own. I think it's because I really started hating my rug. Really started hating it. It's an IKEA rug. It's like a gradient, like blue to green. And when I first got it, it was so vibrant and I loved it. And I've cleaned it so many times since then, but it has never been as vibrant again. And if anybody has like a tip, please. Because until I can find another one that I like, I'm just trying to not hate my rug. I loved it so much when I first got it. And I was like, well, fuck that whole color palette. I don't care anymore. Fuck the whole thing. I'm just going to redo all of it, like go a little bit moodier with my colors. And now I'm like on the hunt for a cheap couch, maybe lamps. I love buying a lamp. I'm so guilty of going into a Goodwill, buying 2 lamps. I have so many lamps from thrift stores that don't even have lampshades on them because I just love buying them. Maybe just the act of buying them, of knowing that I have them. I'm like trying to just swap stuff out over time, and Facebook Marketplace, I've always been told, is like a great way to do that. I barely use the social media that I have. I am hardly ever on Instagram. It's so rare for me to post on there because it's the opposite of needing a brick for my phone. I need someone to come over and put my phone in my hand a couple of times a day and be like, hey, are you serious about this shit or not? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? Go on your phone. Find out what's going on. The fact that I am tapped into anything is a testament to how good my For You page and like Twitter and like everything is, that I can go on for like 15 minutes and kind of just get a bunch of information and then get off. I go on my phone longer than that, but I just don't use the social media I have. So I was like, I really don't want to make a Facebook for like adding people. I just don't. Because of my family, the Republican ones, the one fly just fucking went by me. I just need it to get like over here and then it'll be dealt with. And biscotti, I don't know what that is in shows where they make it seem like cats chase flies. I have never had a cat that chases flies, ever. So he's sleeping so cute. I can't even be upset about it. I wouldn't even want him to disturb his slumber. But yeah, my fucking family and like the Republican ones will probably find me on there, and then, well, I'm not accepting that, and we're not going to be friends. But then I have to go through the act of denying the friend request. And that's the only place that they would find me. Because on everything else, I don't think that they have Instagram or TikTok or anything. So I'm like, what am I going to do that for? I already have my friends added on everything else. I don't need a Facebook. But Facebook Marketplace was too tempting. And made one. There's some good shit on there. Real good. It says local. It does end up being an hour and 40 minutes away. But it's some good shit. And the algorithm is really good. It kind of picked up on what I was looking for, like what the aesthetic is, and started showing me stuff that was very similar right away. Like there was no really having to like tune it. So I made it. I'm like, don't use my phone number. Don't access my contacts. Yes, you can have my location. Fine. If you must. Yes, you can have access to my microphone. Yes, you can have access to my Apple Pay. Anything else? No? Okay, good. That's fine. I'm real free with you can have my location. I mean, the phone knows where I am. So, whatever. Yeah, Crumble Cookie can know where I am all the time. Come find me. Go looking for me. I dare you. But, I was like, don't use my phone number, my email, any of that. I don't want people adding me on here. I got a friend request from one person. And I've actually referenced, I think I've told you guys a story about this person at some point. I don't know what episode it would have been. It might have been before I took that break last year for a couple months. I don't know how far back it would be, but I told a story about this person because I had a crush on them in middle school. And it was such weird timing because I was just talking to people about them. But I'm like, how the fuck did you find me? Because these apps, they say, okay, no, we won't go looking in your contacts. All right. You don't want us to look at your email? All right. We don't have to know who you know. And then somehow people will still find me. And I know that they're not checking for me. I know it's not like just fucking searching me up. So I'm like, well, I'm coming up somehow. But this person came up. I was just telling a story about how he knew that I had a crush on him in middle school because I liked that he was like smart and like kind of dorky and whatever. And he didn't like that about me, but that's okay. And so he knew that I had a crush because it had been exposed already. Basically, I told one of my friends. She thought it would be funny to like I whispered it to her. She thought it would be funny for dramatic effect to like, go, you like so and so, like that. And then the girls in front of us heard, and then they turned around and they were like, you like him? And then that spread around. And then he was coming back from the nurse after having a nosebleed, as he did. And they all yelled it at him that I had a crush on him, and nothing happened. He never reciprocated, like nothing ever came of it. I was just like, well, now that he knows, it's actually not fun to have a crush on him anymore. Like I still thought he was cute, but like the crush was never the same after that, because part of the fun of having a crush at that time was like, this is my crush, like this is for me and maybe my friends, and maybe we use a code name to talk about him, and like that's what you have crushes for. So now he knows, he has this information. One day in class, sometime later, we're all doing schoolwork, and my friends at my table, they were like pestering him for answers. So they're all like, tell us what the answer to this is, whatever. And I'm not doing that. I've just got my head down doing my work because I'm not trying to draw attention to myself anywhere where, it involves him. I just wanted everybody to forget that ever happened, including him. So I kept my head down. He goes, why don't you look at Taylor? Do you see her asking for answers? No, right? She's just doing her work. And my face turned so fucking red. And everyone turned and looked at me. My friends started giggling. It's like, that was one of the most fucked up things you could have done to me. That was fucked up. I'm humiliated. You have destroyed me. I have turned bright red in front of everybody, and you brought all that attention to me, knowing what you know, them knowing what they know. It was awful. It made me feel like throwing up. And then sometime later, him and his friends are being assholes at the cafeteria table, as they were, and something happened. They were fucking going back and forth. They were like, making jokes about him or whatever. He got so upset. He stood up and he banged both fists on the cafeteria table, and he yells in this guy's face, and then he gets a nosebleed. And then he walked off. I said, you know what? I would never wish bad upon him, but I did kind of need to see that. And also, a few years later, he saw me outside of high school and decided to message me on Facebook to tell me that I had grown a lot, meaning my boobs. And then he asked me for nudes. And he said the reason that he wanted a picture of me was because we were going to go to college soon, and he wanted something to remember me by. So let's not feel too bad for him, okay? And he brought that upon himself. You're nosebleed prone. You think that you can just get away with doing stuff, banging tables, screaming at the top of your lungs? You can't do that. Now you're in the nurse. Now you're in the nurse, where I went after I blushed so hard. It almost killed me. I barely survived that day. That's like, in middle school, that's a nightmare of a day. For one interaction to happen like that. See the flies getting real bold. Ooh. In reality, we probably were like a match made in heaven in middle school, considering like he's getting nosebleeds, like squirting nose like a fucking anime character. And I'm like, ooh, every time somebody makes me blush, like the girl, like the boy puts his arm around her and then she does that little thing where she like, ooh, like gets nervous. That was me. That was me. And also, I am so glad that every time I see that meme of that girl, it's like they've turned it into a cute thing. Like they put little sparkles and like emojis and stuff on it. Like they made it kind of cute because I think to become a meme when you're that young makes me so sad. So like the nervous girl and then like the like who the fuck is Coco? You've never been a who the fuck is Coco? People were so hard on her. You've never asked who the fuck is Coco? I didn't even know there was a Coco at our school. You're genuinely gonna sit here and tell me you've never felt like who the fuck is Coco and then had somebody like side eye you? You're lying. You're lying. You went through all these years of school and you've never who the fuck is Coco? You're not real then. It's humbling. You have to. I didn't even know there was a Coco at our school. It's like it's a rite of passage to have a moment like that where you want to be involved, you want to be a part of a conversation, you kind of try to like insert yourself, but then everybody's kind of like just rejects it. It's very humbling. However, the fact that it became a meme means that that girl got humbled 1,000 times over for no reason because she's like a young girl. So I like when a meme like that, if it is going to happen and there's no controlling it, because it could be the most random shit that becomes a meme. And it's always like just a 5-second clip of something that's from like 2017 that we all thought was done. And then somebody will clip a new part of it. Like the oh, who was you? Like that whole thing, like the Catch Me Outside girl, that was done. That was dead and gone. And then somebody just like, let me take a look at that corpse real quick and then find something else about it. So it can happen, but when it is a young girl, I am always kind of happy to see like they turn it into something cute. Like, I don't think that really happened for who the fuck is Coco, but I wish that it did. Because who the fuck is Coco? Like, come on. Like, I think the funnier part is like I don't know, I just wanted to see a fight. That's the funnier part of that video to me. And her little leg warmers were cute. And people are too hard on the leg warmers. I've seen it. I've seen it in comment sections on TikTok. Relax. We've all taken a chance before. We've all made some bold moves fashion-wise. Or at least if you're brave, you have. So, easy on my girl. Also, having made a new Facebook, I had to take a scroll. I had to, go through, see what the feed looks like. Having nobody added, just like, what does Facebook show you when you have a new account? Like, what do the videos on there look like? Like, whatever they call them. Like, what do they just show you off rip? And it's weird. It's a lot of AI slop. It's a lot of bullshit. It's a lot of weird videos. Some of them very, like, local. Some of them just, like, I don't even know. I genuinely don't know what I'm looking at in this video. I don't know what this is about. And it has 3 likes. So I think maybe it's not even really for me to understand. Stuff like that. But then any video that I got of like, say it was like about Love Island or something. Some people's moms are in these comment sections telling people to kill themselves and then going and making a crock pot recipe like nothing happened. Sitting there with the phone this close to their face and their readers on, typing out in very large font, I think she should die. Over nothing. Over nothing. And these are people's moms. And do these people know that their mother is doing this on Facebook? It's crazy. It's not just Facebook. It's really any social media. It shouldn't surprise me after being online for, how fucking long, to like see people doing this, but it's always very shocking to me when I see someone who's clearly a mother, with like all of her kids in the banner photo on her page and just straight up telling people to kill themselves. Why? Just saying the most awful, crazy shit about someone's thighs in a comment section for no reason. I cannot believe it. I can't. And this is the same person that I might see next to me in a Giant and like make a joke about like, damn, soup's getting expensive, whatever. Just try to bring a little light to the day, have a nice interaction with a stranger, and they would agree with me. And they would laugh, and then they would go, okay, well, have a good one. And we would have a really sweet interaction. And then she would go home and she would heat up that soup and she would sit there and say something about somebody's cankles on Facebook.com. And it's just so weird. Like, do you? No, because they're not so old that they don't understand the idea that people can see what you're writing. They're not that far gone. You're not that old, girl. People can see what you're saying. You just think like nothing will come from it. The same way that really young kids don't understand that like the internet is dangerous. It's like the opposite way. They also don't understand that the internet is dangerous. Like, damn, you really just needed that hit of dopamine from getting a bunch of notifications so bad that you were willing to leave some crazy out-of-pocket comment on something for no reason. And then just go about your day. Just go about your day like nothing happened. Imagine finding out that you have a parent that's doing that shit. That's just like being fucking cruel. Some of them being racist, like blatantly racist, with their whole face in their profile picture. You're fucking nuts. You're crazy. And they're getting ratioed underneath their comment. Like people are tearing them apart. Like coming for their physical appearance, making fun of their kids, like coming for every single thing on their very public profile. And they're just like, well, that's my opinion. So that's my opinion and I can have one. And that's it. They're not even good at comebacks. What did you think was going to happen? What did you think was going to happen? You thought you were going to like find like-minded people who were like, yeah, I'm also evil actually. Hey, I also voice every evil thought that I have. Sometimes you can see a comment under something that's just like so vile, so crazy that you're just like, I gotta click on their profile. I have to see what's going on here. And it'll be public, but then their bio will say, yeah, keep lurking. We're good over here, love, but keep stalking though. And now I'm caught red-handed and I'm fucking shaking. I don't know how they knew I was going to look. I don't really feel safe being by myself anymore. I suddenly don't feel safe in the room I'm in. Because I didn't know that they were the one who knocks. And now I know, and it's too late. I can't go back. I already looked. And, after that, in their bio, it's going to be all their kids' first and last names, the dates that they were born, the hospital that they're a nurse at, and the county that they live in. So, and then the first couple of photos on their page are usually going to be like the front of their house and their kid's whole face and a photo of them in their scrubs with their ID on. And then I get to calm down a little bit because I realize, okay, they're not trying to scare me. They actually are inviting people to stalk them. That's what this is. That's why they're so comfortable going around and like telling people that they've had so much Botox that it gave them cankles. And that doesn't make any sense. And at some point, we're going to have a conversation about what Botox is and what Botox isn't. If somebody goes from brunette to blonde and you think they look worse, you can't go, I don't know. It's ever since she got the Botox. It's like, she's so much blonder now since the Botox. She got so much Botox in her lips. They're just like, I don't like the way her lips look with all the Botox. We have to have that talk one day. We will. We'll sit down. We'll all gather and we'll have just one big conversation, kind of squash it once and for all. But, they're so comfortable leaving these comments everywhere online, like it's nothing. It's because they're inviting people to come and look. This is where I live. This is where I work. This is Jeremiah Lynn Bartholomew Jones. He turned 13 the other day, and I've tagged the place where we had his party. Thankfully, it wasn't that far away from our home, which is also geotagged. So keep lurking, sweetie. Okay? Keep lurking. Like, I found you because you were calling Trinity from Love Island AI. And really all we can do is hope that one day Jeremiah Lynn goes into his mother's phone and changes her passcode. and won't help her figure out how to change it back. Spares us all. The Botox thing really pisses me off. It'll literally be comments from people who are like in their 50s being like, I don't know, the Botox is making her look kind of fat. You can't just say anything you want. I know that you think that you can, but you can't just say anything you want. You can't. All right, that's probably enough out of me. So until we speak again, which will not be next week, but the week after, because the next one is pre-recorded. And hopefully I have some stories to tell you from Florida or something going on. I always got something to say. One thing about this podcast when I come on here is that I'm going to have something to say. And I'm going to say it into the mic, which is the whole point. The whole point is to find out if I'm able to do that and to attempt doing that. So thank you to everybody who's subscribed and who's been here for a while, or if you're new and you like stayed till this point, that is very, very meaningful to me. Thank you so much. Didn't get to kill that fly, by the way. Still living, still hanging out. So I'm going to go berserk once this camera is off. I'm going to go fucking crazy. I'm going to be backflipping off the walls. I can do that. I wouldn't do it on here. You wouldn't know that I could do that because I'm sitting and I'm talking. So like, why would I be doing that? But I'm going to be doing double backflips off the wall. Just some crazy shit trying to kill that fly because I'm not going to be able to rest tonight until I know that it's no longer with us and it's gone. So love you. Bye.